Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're all about becoming, what did I write down here? Oh yeah, canine health detectives.
I like that.
It's like we're going to put on our Sherlock Holmes hats, but, for dogs.
Yeah.
Our case file today is this really interesting article called Five Signs That Your Dog May Be Unwell.
Okay. Yeah.
And, it's all about learning to spot those subtle cues that our furry friends give us when something might be off.
Makes sense. Dogs can't exactly tell us what's wrong, can they?
Exactly. So, are you ready to crack the code of canine communication?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
All right. So, the first clue on our list, this one surprised me actually, is all about changes in appetite.
Ah, interesting.
Now, I always thought that, if a dog's not eating, that's a bad sign, right?
Right. Loss of appetite, classic red flag.
But the article also mentions that a sudden increase in appetite can be just as concerning.
Oh, that's interesting.
So why is that? What's going on there?
Well, sometimes when a dog's appetite spikes, it could mean their body's not absorbing nutrients properly.
Oh.
It's like their system's working in overdrive saying, hey, we need more fuel, but what they're eating isn't being, fully used.
So it's like their body's trying to compensate for what it's missing.
Exactly. And things like diabetes or even certain intestinal issues can cause this.
Okay, so whether it's eating less or eating more, any big shift in appetite is something to pay attention to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Always a good reason to check in with your vet.
Good point. All right, moving on to clue number 2.
Yeah.
Lethargy. How would you describe lethargy in a dog? What should we be looking for?
You know how your dog usually is, right?
Yeah.
Always bouncing around, ready for a walk, loves to play fetch, all that.
Yeah, mine's a total goofball, always wants to play.
Right. Well, lethargy is kind of the opposite of that. Imagine that same dog suddenly just wants to sleep all the time, doesn't get excited for walks anymore, maybe even avoids playtime. That's a big sign something could be up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be heartbreaking to see, like their little spark is gone.
Yeah, it can be subtle, but definitely something to watch out for.
Okay, so we've got appetite changes and lethargy on our detective checklist. What's next?
All right, clue number 3 is a little more, obvious maybe.
Oh.
Vomiting and diarrhea.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Everyone knows dogs get an upset stomach sometimes. That's normal.
Happens to the best of us.
Exactly. But if it's happening a lot, or if you see other symptoms along with it, like lethargy, loss of appetite, then it's time to call the vet.
And I imagine dehydration is a big concern with all that, right?
Oh, absolutely. Dehydration can get serious really fast.
Yeah, good point. So definitely don't wait to get help if you're seeing those signs.
Exactly.
Okay, now this next one I think is particularly interesting. Clue number 4 is changes in behavior. How can behavior signal a health problem?
Well, think about it. Dogs can't use words to tell us they're not feeling well, so sometimes their behavior changes instead. Like maybe a dog that's usually really friendly suddenly starts getting snappy or growly.
Oh, that's a good example.
Or a dog that's normally super independent all of a sudden wants to be by your side constantly.
Oh, wow.
Those shifts in behavior, they can be subtle, but they're often a sign that something's off.
So basically any change from their usual personality could be a red flag.
Pretty much, yeah. And it doesn't always have to be, a bad behavior change. Some dogs might become more vocal, like whining or barking more than usual.
Oh, I can see that.
Or they might start licking or chewing at themselves excessively, especially in one particular spot.
It's like they're trying to tell us where it hurts.
Exactly.
Fascinating. All right, last clue on our list, number 5, is excessive thirst and urination.
Uh-huh.
This one I think we can relate to as humans, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It can be a sign of things like kidney problems or even hormonal imbalances.
Just like in people.
Yeah, just like in people.
So basically, it all comes down to paying close attention to our dogs and noticing any changes, right?
Exactly. You know your dog best. Trust your gut. If something feels off, don't hesitate to check in with your vet.
Great advice. So there we have it, the 5 key clues to look out for. Changes in appetite, lethargy, vomiting or diarrhea, shifts in behavior, and excessive thirst or urination.
It's all about early detection. Those subtle signs, they can be easy to miss, but they could be your dog's way of asking for help.
So true. You are your dog's best advocate. And on that note, I think it's time to go give my furry friend some extra love. Thanks for joining us for another Deep Dives. We'll see you next time.